What's up? This your boy JG back with another video on music tips and reviews with JG. Appreciate y'all for watching. As always, please subscribe to my channel so you'll be updated on all my latest content. Truly appreciate the love with my reviews, my reactions, my tips. Greatly appreciate it. Channel steadily growing. Appreciate y'all with the comments. Feel free to comment, negative or positive, I greatly appreciate it. And so we gonna get into this album. If you haven't checked out my ratings of Brandy albums, check that out. That's a good rating. I did that a while back, the ratings, and I briefly talked about this album 211. I think this album is her most slept on album, if I would say. One of her most slept on albums. Human was kind of a self-reflection for her, and even B7 was a self-reflection because, between Human to 211 to B7, she went through a whole lot of changes. Throughout those times, becoming a mother, raising her daughter Sarai. And shout out to her daughter Sarai. She got a single out called On My Own. You can check that out. But back to 211. Like I said, it's a slept on album. Human was more of a self-reflective. She went through an ordeal, an fatal accident. Before she created Human, she was kind of getting back into it. That album was sort of a success, but it really wasn't what she wanted. She was at Epic Records at the time, and then later on she departed from Epic, and she went to RCA and Chameleon Records, which was Brian Prescott label at the time. And so, this is the only album she did with Chameleon. I don't think that deal really worked out well for her. And so, she was with RCA at this time, and then B7 she went to E1. And so 211, I think it was a slept on album, but I want to go through the playlist of this album, track list of this album. 211, interesting album cover. I really wanted to know what was her idea, because she looks very futuristic, very like a goddess on the front of this album. And when this came out, they had the yellow version, which had like more tracks on it, like a deluxe version. And this one, the plain white one with the blue background, was the regular version of this album. Came out October 12th, 2012. I remember this album came out, couldn't wait. I was huge, always been a huge Brandy fan. I remember going to FYE, buying this album as soon as it came out, because during this time we didn't hear a lot from Brandy, since Human album, which was like 4 years before this one. And so 211 is her birthday, and February 11th, and it also commemorates the death of her icon, her who she looked up to, her mentor, Whitney Houston. She passed on 211, so that was very interesting how those two things correlated, as far as Brandy's birthday and her death. And so that was pretty interesting. Track one was like the intro, and to me, I don't know if the intro really matched the vibe of the album. The way that the intro is very like a Marvel type sound, if I should say, to the intro to the album. Wildest Dreams I think a lot of the subject matter on this album was very cliche, if I should say, very typical. But I think it was really an experimental album for her as far as 211. I think it was a very experimental album for her. Wildest Dreams, never in my wildest dreams, I would find somebody, like this person. So she's in love with someone. Shout out to The Business. The Business was a huge production team back then. I think they still produce. The Business did Wildest Dreams. That was one of the singles as well. So Sick. It's like So Sick was about really being in a relationship. You do all you can in a relationship, and you feel like you're not appreciated, but you still love them. And so that was So Sick. Slower, I love that. It was really dope. Produced by Switch, written by 7th Streeter, Chris Brown, Breon Prescott, and Switch. And just talking about sexual encounter, like it says here. And it was just a dope song. I think lyrically this album was better than B7, and I get more to B7 when I review that album. But I think 211 was I said 27, but 211 was I think a better written album than B7 to me. I think Brandy had more input on B7 album, but I think on this album they had more experience, award-winning songwriters on this album that really, delivered. Such as, number 5, No Such Thing as Too Late. Never late to find that true love. And that really was displayed in the lyrics in this song. Written by Rico Love, dope songwriter. Produced by Jim Johnson and Mr. Morris, Danny Morris. And that was an incredible song, written by Rico. I think Rico really put his foot in this album lyrically, and he gave Brandy some dope songs. Number 6, Let Me Go. That song is kind of a filler to me for this album. Produced by Bangladesh, Sean Garrett. The lyrics was okay. Lyrics is okay. Without You, produced by Harmony Samuel, written by Eric Bellinger and Courtney Harrell. Pretty good song. I wasn't really into this song, but vocally she really delivered on this song, and I think it was this production was very different for Harmony Samuels. Harmony Samuel, yeah, I said his name right. Harmony Samuels. I think this is different for him. The type of ballad he did for this song. Put It Down, featuring Chris Brown. I think it was a very good, dope song. I don't know if it was mature enough for Brandy. Just like I think, I don't know if they chose the right singles for like B7 and 211. Because Put It Down was a good song. It was a playful song, just like Baby Mama. But Put It Down was it was okay. Bangladesh and Sean Garrett, and them joints produced that. But it was a pretty good song. I like the chemistry between Brandy and Chris Brown. It was like a brother and sister vibe to it. I like that. Hardly Breathing was a good song. Rico Love, I think he had his own production team on this one. Pierre Medor was part of the Corner Boys at one time. If y'all remember that production team, they produced a lot of songs in the early 2000s. Hardly Breathing was good. It's like, you wonder if you should walk away or stay in a relationship. Um, People say you shouldn't be in this relationship, but it's like you hardly breathing. So that was that song. Do you know what you have here? Very self-explanatory. I love the vibe of that. Produced by Mike Will Made It. I like the vibe of that song as well. Scared of Beautiful, written by Frank Ocean. Incredible song. Lyrics is very, very good. One of my favorite songs. Scared of Beautiful. Even though I like Frank Ocean's version better, I like this version as well. Warren Campbell produced this version, but it's a pretty dope song. One of my favorite written songs ever, I must say. Wish Your Love Away, produced by Mario Winans, and he always sampled Ryuichi Sakamoto, where may he rest in peace. He sampled him for this song. And shout out to TC for great songwriting on that song. I like that song. That was a good song for Brandy, and I wish TC and Brandy get back. I know they had a little thing going on at one time. Paint This House. Rico delivered again on this song. Incredible songwriting on this song, Paint This House. Just talking about being creative, making love, not just in the bedroom, but just making love, paint this house with our love. Very creative, very, very creative, very creative. And then the bonus tracks, can you hear me now? Danger and Rico. Music produced by Mike City. That was a good song. The way he make it feel like you in love, like a relationship with music. What You Need, that was okay. I like the sample in that. And then the outro was kind of like the intro. And so that was the whole album. 211. Like I said, very slept on album. I think this is her, like, this album was one of her best lyrically. I think she has a great lineup of producers and songwriters. It was great hearing that, and I meant to say it was good hearing that chemistry between Bangladesh production and Brandy. I think that was a good chemistry because Bangladesh was a huge producer at the time. He produced a lot of rap songs, but hearing him produce a R&B like this was pretty dope. His simplicity, his 808s, with Brandy, on the vocals was very, very interesting. And then having Sean Garrett's simple lyrics, but very effective lyrics on top was very dope. And so, this has been my review of 211. Of course, I got to give you my rating. A lot of songs on here was like I said, cliche, topics, and I think they really wanted to create a new sound for her on this album, with a fresh new sound, I believe. Like I said, I like the chemistry between Bangladesh and Sean Garrett and Frank Ocean and Warren Campbell, of course. He produced on Full Moon and Aphrodisiac before this album. But it was dope hearing, Rico Love, incredible songwriting on this album. I think those songs was, slept on this album. One of those songs should have been a single. But I'm gonna give this album a 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, very slept on album. I think some songs could have been left off the album to make it even more magical. I think they could have left the intros and the outros off. I think they could have left that off. And like I said, the topics was very cliche, very typical R&B topics and themes to the song. And so for that, you know, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. But lyrically, I think this is one of her best albums. Lyrically, one of her best albums. And so let me know what you think. You know, give me your rating, what you thought about this album. Like I said, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. And I appreciate y'all for watching. Please leave your comments. And also let me know what album I should review next. Also got Patreon, so send me a Cash App if you want me to review something for you, or reaction. And so appreciate y'all for watching, and until next time, all right, peace.